Welcome to Montana, a state where there are twice as many cows as there are human beings. Hence, I've dressed to fit in. But we're here to drive this. It's the Bentley Continental GTC Hybrid. But is it any good? So here we are then, behind the wheel of the hybrid Continental GTC, or more specifically, the high performance hybrid, which sounds very fancy, but there is one above this, which is called the Ultra Performance Hybrid. Now, which hybrid powertrain you get depends on which trim level you go for. So if you go for the Mulliner, which is the very top spec, or the Speed, which is supposed to be all about performance, you get the Ultra Performance Hybrid powertrain, which is 771 brake horsepower. This is a little bit less, and I've put all the stats underneath here so I don't have to talk about them, but it's still 3.5 seconds to 60, which is not really to be sniffed at. And frankly, sat here, it doesn't really feel like I need any more performance than what I've got. This is a GT model, which is sort of Bentley speak for base spec. Although it doesn't exactly feel very base spec. I mean, every possible surface in here, above the windows, have been covered in leather or wood or Alcantara or some very expensive and luxurious material. And that is what Bentley does best. They really do go all out on luxury. So let's talk powertrain then. Bentley has now discontinued entirely any form of non-hybridized V8 on this platform. So there's no way of buying a Continental GT or GTC or Flying Spur which is not a hybrid in some way, and a plug-in hybrid at that. Now, before you get too upset, there's still a V8 up there under the enormous bonnet. It's just got a little bit of help from a 24 kilowatt hour battery. So effectively, under the rather svelte bodywork of this car, there's an entire first generation Nissan Leaf battery. I mean, obviously they haven't got it from Nissan, but it's that size. Putting a hybrid powertrain, a plug-in hybrid at that, in a car like this, raises a couple of questions. Because the average Bentley buyer, you would imagine, is not all that concerned with fuel economy. This is a car that costs more than my semi-detached house. So the thought of a few saved miles per gallon, probably not on the minds of the average Continental GT customer. And what's more, so much of buying a Continental GT or a Flying Spur is about the feeling it gives you. To put a hybrid powertrain in this car then, it really has to suit Bentley's DNA, as they like to call it, which is sort of luxurious performance. And I guess immediately there are a few things that would suggest it's worked. I mean, we've been driving around now for 10-15 minutes and the petrol engine is barely kicked in, and it is serene. So in that regard, you can't really fault this powertrain. It is still quick. Like, properly quick. So, Toyota Prius, this is not. The question for me when driving a plug-in hybrid is always, what is the transition between the two power sources like? In some cars, incredibly smooth, you wouldn't even know it's happened. In others, it's like you've been hit in the back of the neck by switching to petrol. I would say this is sort of somewhere in between. So we're in EV mode now, but if I floor it, there is a moment of the car working out what you want it to do. And I'll be totally fair to it, I didn't really prepare it for that. We're not in sport mode, this is not expecting to suddenly have full throttle. But it does a pretty good job. I can't really fault it too much. The nice thing is as well, driving around town, which of course Bentley customers do a lot of, I imagine, popping to Fortnum's and so on. It is so smooth. I can't really say the old V8 one was jerky in any way, but there are a lot of benefits that come from having a hybrid system under the bonnet. Aside from that though, how does it drive? I mean, how does it handle? Fundamentally, this is a big, heavy, wafty GT of a car. So the fundamental things are here. Does it cover ground quickly? Yes, it does. Is it wafty and smooth and comfortable? Yes, it is. And is there a little bit of fun hiding under this chassis somewhere when things get twisty? And yes, there is. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. The Continental GT is not really my sort of car, but I have really grown to love it driving it around these roads. It's a car that really shrinks around you. I mean, I'm driving in America. There's a lot of big trucks and things, so this suddenly feels like a Honda Beat by comparison. The average Bentley customer will be over the moon with this. The way it blends performance, comfort and handling is just sublime, really. I mean, this GTC has lost a little bit of composure by lopping the roof off, but it's not terrible by any means. I think it's doing a pretty good job here. And of course, it's still a V8. What I like as well is Bentley haven't gone too mad in this particular trim level anyway. In terms of exhaust note, there's not a popping and crackling back box. It's just a nice, sedate kind of burble coming from the back end. So, verdict time. This is the question we always ask. Should you spend your money on a Continental GT hybrid? I'm sort of inclined to say yes. This has really, really won me over. It's just an incredibly easy car to drive quickly that soaks up bumps, potholes, other horrible bits of road, and really covers ground like no other car. The real question is this a suitable replacement for the likes of the V8 and of course the W12? And I kind of think it is. I don't really find myself missing an engine with no electrical assistance. And really, you can't stop progress. It's amazing that Bentley managed to soldier on for so long without making this even a mild hybrid. It's a good job, really, that they've pretty much nailed it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like underneath and subscribe for more videos like this from Car Test Lab.